Hey there! Today we're going to be talking about a Mabie Todd. It may be Todd. I'm not sure. It may be. That was humor. Now, Mabie Todd is an old brand. It's a vintage pen brand, quite known for its very springy, soft nibs. And I have reviewed other pens in the past, many of them named after black birds. There is the blackbird, the jackdaw, the swallow, and the flagship pen of Mabie Todd was the Swan. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Mabie Todd is no longer in existence, but it was actually already in business before the likes of Parker and Schaefer, so it is a brand that goes back a long way. Okay, the Swan, this is a pen I got at the Tilburg Pen Show. Swan pen, Mabie Todd & Co. Limited. You can see everywhere on the box writing and how to return the pen if you don't like it, etc. And this is the actual pen. Now this is a 3260, and like the 149, for example, in Mont Blanc, every number has a meaning. The 3 indicates the model, which in this case is the Swan. 2 indicates the nib size. 6 indicates the color, which is black, and then 0 indicates the material. In this case, the material is plastic. The good thing about plastic is that you can actually submerge it in water, unlike hard rubber. Okay, I'm going to cover the parts of the pen. I'll tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and then I'll do a writing sample. At the top of the pen, the finial, there is nothing, just black dome. Then you have this nice gold clip, which has a stylized swan on it. And then you have that ball, which was supposed to keep your shirt pocket safe. A little vent hole under it, so that you can actually make sure that the cap doesn't draw a vacuum inside. You have 2 gold bands. You see it there in variable quality. And then you have the clear imprint Swan, self-filler, Mabie Todd & Co. and Company Limited, made in England, and then a patent number. And it says trademark, which is trying to see, I couldn't read in the reflections. Trademark has a swan on it, and this is a lever, aka lever filler. So you dunk the pen in a bottle of ink, you operate the lever, it compresses and then decompresses the sac when you let go, and that draws up ink. The nib, here you have it, a nice number 2 swan nib, 14 karat gold. And what's the other thing it says? It says 14 karat and it says Mabie Todd. And then a good old-fashioned ladder feed. Alright, you got the threads of the section. It's a relatively small pen, as many vintage pens are, not all, but many. Smaller pen, but an interesting pen, and if you want you can post it, and then it has a size like this. Okay, what do I like about the pen? What do I not like about the pen? I like the looks. I think for a relatively old pen, it actually looks fairly modern. Yes, it has a lever, but look at this. I mean, it's shiny, it's plastic, it's not hard rubber, which gives it a very antique feel, I think. And that's quite nice. This one has good threads. They operate smoothly and securely, but the real pleasure of the pen, of course, lies in the nib, and I think this is a writing sample you will enjoy. It's definitely a very nice nib. Maybe not 100% smooth anymore, but it definitely offers a lot of very nice flex, and of course note the very cute heart-shaped breather hole right there. Okay, things I don't like about it. I don't use vintage pens that much. The reason is I take my pens to work. I want to use them anywhere. I don't want to bring very precious pens. Even though I got this for just 40 euros, I did have to put a new sac in, but that was all. It's a relatively simple procedure, which I have shown in other videos on how to do that. But typically, vintage pens are a bit too fragile for me to use on a daily basis. This is a really nice one. As I said, a classic when it comes to line variation, to flex writing. Very, very nice. Okay. A couple of measurements. Now we had already taken them. So the weight is 16 grams. Capped, the pen is 4.94 inches, that's 125.5 millimeters. Uncapped, 114.7 millimeters, that's 4.51 inches. The barrel diameter, the smallest, the narrowest versus the widest points is 8.3 to 10 millimeters, that's 0.32 to 0.39 of an inch. Now, having said all of that, I think we need to see this pen in action. That's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to do a writing sample. Guys, I hope this was useful, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye.
Alright, here we go with what is lovingly known as the Mabie Todd Swan. The ink is Diamine Soft Mint, which is not as hard as hard mint. Writing. A little bit of feedback. Quite a fine nib. Maybe tipping has worn out a little bit over the years. Maybe some faster writing. As you can see, it keeps up very well. There was a bit of a skip there, but I'm pretty sure that was me either misaligning the nib or lifting it off the paper. And clearly when the nib is lifted off the paper, it will not write. As to wetness, this is under no pressure whatsoever. You can see it's relatively wet, but now let's have a look at what you're all waiting for, the line variation. I will start with no pressure, I'll continue to apply pressure. So here you would have a nice fine line. And now it's running dry. Let's prime the feed a little bit more. That's as far as I'm willing to push it, and as you can see, that is a serious amount of line variation. And were one to write with it, let's use this spot, in a flexi script, prime the feed a bit again. Bear in mind, this is very smooth paper, which does induce skipping a bit, but this should give you an idea of the very large amount of line variation that you can get out of this pen. Now I'm just trying to prime the feed a little bit more. Let's try that again. That's a good writing speed for this pen. And as you can see, a lot of line variation. Okay, let me zoom out a bit. Well, reverse writing, I'm not really sure why you would want to do that with this pen. As you can see, it's actually quite smooth when you do so. Guys, I hope this was useful, but maybe also youthful. Although it is an older pen. And I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye.